What's up, YouTube world? This is Alex B with the PS3, and this time I'm going to be doing a 1 month review of the QRD Spark N5 controller. This is specifically for the PS4, which is why it has this gamepad on here, but it does work with the PS3. It registers like a PS3 controller, so you are able to turn on and off the console. The joysticks are Hall effect. They're actually really good. My only complaint about the joysticks is how loose they are and how every single time you turn it on, you have to calibrate them. I learned that the hard way. If you don't calibrate them, it seems like you have stick drift. I remember I was playing Dante's Inferno and I didn't calibrate the joysticks, and the character kept turning to the left. Same thing happened on BioShock. I turned it on, didn't calibrate them, and the character kept, actually it was this one, he kept looking straight down. So I had to turn off the controller, turn it back on, do a few circles with the joysticks. You want to also do the same thing with the Hall effect sensing analog triggers, and then after that it works just fine. Speaking of the triggers, it's not the most linear. This one actually does have some resistance when you're pushing it down, which is great when you're racing. It's probably not great when you're trying to do, a first-person shooter, but for racing, it's definitely nice. You get more control, especially now that I'm using Gran Turismo without traction control. I struggled a long time without it. And I test out all of my controllers because I'm trying to find the best PS3 controller that has the best throttle control now that I'm no longer using traction control. I'm trying to get better at driving on Gran Turismo. But like I said, for the longest time, I didn't like this controller. I thought it was because of the controller, but it turns out it was just me. I wasn't really throttling the throttle correctly. And now that I am, it's actually pretty good. I actually really like this controller. It doesn't have the best throttle control, but it does have one of the best feeling triggers. Like I said, it does have some resistance. If you compare that to something like the KP40, this one there's no resistance at all. This has the best triggers because it does have a very linear pressure points. So, you push it down 10%, it gives you 10% throttle. You push it down 20%, it gives you 20% throttle. You push it down 100%, it gives you 100% throttle. A little bit less, you get, less than 100%. So in order to get 100% on this one, you have to push it all the way down. If you don't, the throttle will left off a little bit, which is fine. That's what you want. You want complete throttle control on Gran Turismo, but that's a different controller for a different time. I'm talking about the Ace Gamer. Oh, not the Ace Gamer. The QRD Spark N5. Another reason why I didn't like this controller at first was because of the SixAxis. The SixAxis is not great on this. It does work, but I was trying to play Flower, and it's just too sensitive for that game. So for the longest time, for about 2 or 3 weeks I stopped using it because I was so mad that it didn't work for that. But now that I'm playing other games with it, it's actually becoming one of my favorite controllers to use. It's about $45, $50 right now. But I would definitely recommend you get these aim assist rings for it. This one over here is the KontrolFreeks. This one's PlayVital. This one's a lot more stiff. It's a rubber. It's more like a rubber band. And this one's the foam. Really soft. For racing, you will definitely need them. If you even use this joystick, I know most people probably don't use it. But for the left joystick, you definitely need something on there, because if not, it just, you lose control too easily. It took me about an hour to realize that it needed something. I was trying really, really hard with the Shelby GT500, trying to get a good race time on the Daytona International Speedway. And then an hour later, I was like, you know what? I have some rings for it. Let's try that. And then about one race, I needed to get used to it. And then by the second race, I actually got, really close to one of my best times on there. I was about 2 seconds away from getting a really good time on it. So I was like, all right, this is much better now with the rings. I do recommend it if you have a PS3, PS4, and you're considering getting a controller and you need something with 6-axis, and it does turn on and off the console, and you have programmable back pedals. This is your guy. $45, $50. This one's really good. Do I recommend it over every other controller that I have? No. But if you're on a budget and you don't want to buy an adapter, and you want it to work like a native PlayStation controller, this one's good. No, with the caveat of you're going to need some rings for the joysticks. So that's my review on the QRD Spark N5. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please leave them down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.